G'day everyone, Gaz here. I meant to get Shane to do this on Friday because it was his idea to do it, but we didn't end up running into each other, so you got me instead. And my brain's not really with me today, so bear with me for a second while I get some words out. These places, they're about the communities that inhabit them, whether they're people in bands or artists or people who just like to get pissed, or, you know, there's a lot of different stuff that happens in these walls, and we love all of it. And I think Greater Collingwood is sort of definitely been like that, is definitely like that in the past. So we were lucky enough to get a call from my mate Greg, who wanted to hang some pictures up from All Good in the Wood, which is a great festival that happened here many, many moons ago in Collingwood. And they're going to be up for a while, so come down and check them out. They're real cool. And he was lucky enough, or we were lucky enough, that he said we could film and put him up and he'd have a chat with us about it. So he's a great part of the Collingwood community and tote community, doing something cool. I hope you enjoy it.
Getting up.
So I guess what's your name? What are you doing?
I'm Greg Barnes. I lived in Collingwood for a solid 8 years. Was always around this space, behind the bar here, in front of the stage, on the door, Anchor BMX, just all around the neighbourhood really. And we used to put on backyard shows within our community of houses, and it was called All Good in the Wood. So I've got an exhibition that I did this year down at Slizzy, the pizzeria, and at the Neighbourhood Justice Centre with images. But yeah, like it was kind of like a roaming exhibition of sorts, showing the history. It was a 10-year retrospective of All Good in the Wood. And yeah, that's just recently come down. So I spoke to Shane, and I've got a video premiere happening tomorrow, a BMX video called Yeah Nam. And I was been chatting to the tote about that, and then I was like, this is a perfect time to get the photos up as well in the place where the most people who are interested in this stuff will get to see it. So yeah, it's getting an extension at the tote right now, and it's called The Good Wood.
Because I didn't get that far off.
So I should film a Google it.
That's alright, he's only looked at me. Noise back. See?
Looks like it's always been there.
Yeah, we had 5 backyards, and we'd have 2 bands per backyard, 20-minute sets, a little changeover, and we'd always be on the move to the next kind of noise jurisdiction just a block away. Always inviting the neighbours and making friends with lots of neighbours too through it, but nevertheless, noise. And we would just keep it moving so that it wouldn't bug people for too long. And it gained a lot of notoriety. So each year we'd get more and more epic bands just deciding that they'd be keen to just play for free in backyards as a part of a community event. It was very DIY and underground. And we did it 4 years in a row with no dramas, no arrests, no fines, no dickheads, and it was a beautiful thing. And a lot of people would say that it was their favourite day of the year, which is so cool because it was just purely about as grassroots as it could get. It's the real deal.
Hey, beautiful. Yeah, shit is over little one.
That's pretty good.
It's got a bit of jank, but it's acceptable jank.
Marginal jank. So yeah, from top left, Green Tin, chronological order down to Steve Miller Band, and then the Spermaids. Then this is a high tension set list, which I've just realised chronologically needs to come after Mutton. But like, we kind of thought it'd be cool to have it lower so you could read the set list on it, because it says Collingwood. And then The one and only Cosmic Psychos. That was the one and only backyard that technically wasn't in Collingwood. It like lapsed over the Smith Street side into Fitzroy. So yeah, it was that was the last show of the 4 All Good in the Woods, and technically started to creep into Fitzroy. But that's getting down to semantics. But yeah, that was a mixed bag. But we had like Courtney Barnett in the Gold Street backyard, and yeah, that show was huge. But then you know, she'd be going off to the Sydney Opera House playing the next day. And yeah, we had Cosmic Psychos. The drones is this shot here. So there's a photo of a packed out backyard, and that's Gold Street, and that was the drones playing. That was huge. That was a highlight for a lot of people. Cosmic Psychos, High Tension. They had like the Collingwood anthem. But then, like, you know, obviously like Bat Piss, there's like was a big part of the event. You know, like Tommy booked a lot of the bands, and so yeah, you know, like those, like the first All Good in the Wood was Bat Piss in a indoor venue. It's one of the only indoor ones. It was all backyards predominantly, but down Johnson Street, that was so hot and sweaty in there, and it was one of the most like intense feelings. But it was when Bat Piss were at their kind of like peak, and it was a really high energy situation. The main thing was the energy. It was always just like rumbling all day long. And yeah, who else? Death Wish, Peep Tempel, King Parrot, Graveyard Train, Nation Blue, so many. The Kremlings.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Bits of Shit.
Bits of Shit with the best, man.
Steve Miller Band, Mutton. I mean, there was just so many across 4 years that, yeah, it's hard to just reel them off, but they were all amazing.
Yeah, this
is the hero shot.
The hero shot.
Are we rolling?
Yeah, it should be. It should be.
Gold Street, rest in peace. 2015 Gold Street with the drones. And just so many usual suspects, familiar faces. There's Lee G from Anchor BMX, RIP Anchor BMX. It just closed down a few months ago this year after 18 years of supporting the BMX scene around Australia, but also in Melbourne in a core way. And yeah, Anthony from Private Function.
In his bedroom?
That's his bedroom, and you'd hear him like practicing in there all the time. And then when we got evicted from this house earlier this year, he got to solo out that window with his band playing here, and Chris on there.
Ate shit on the. I remember him eating shit covered in blood.
He got all tangled up. He got his leg tangled up in the Hills Hoist.
I was standing about there.
It looked like he was kind of freaking out for a second because it's a good way to snap your leg.
Oh yeah.
But the crowd held him up, so that's good.
Oh.
And then Aidan was coming out of this window singing the Holbrook song, but he was singing Gold Street instead, so he changed the lyrics. Gold Street. So yeah, RIP Gold Street. This was like such an important space for our community.
Let's get him up.
All of this is like quintessentially and core what community is about. It like it's such a perfect representation of everybody coming together and pooling their resources and their energy and their time and passion to make something that ultimately you can't even like you wouldn't sell. The money wasn't involved in it, and it was just it was just pure, and every year it just built and built, and it was all just off a concept from us, our houses always hanging out at the Tote, and you know, and other affiliated bars, and just talking about the concept of what you can really do if you like pull something together to make what was essentially a festival.
Yeah.
But like so far from what a festival kind of looks like, you know, in a commercial sense. But like it was totally unique, and it was a perfect time for it to happen. It was between 2012 and 2015. And at that time, social media hadn't exploded to the level it has now. And by the end, last year, you could even see the influence of that on how people were sharing their locations and where it was happening. And when we did the first one, it was like I made a black and white zine style fold out map with X marking the spots on the backyards, and like, you know, it was like typewritten because I didn't even have a laptop then. You know, it was just, I was a bit resistant to smartphones at that point in my life. But anyway, like it was something that needed to be at that time. It was when the community of Collingwood was as is, and like that doesn't make sense. Was as it was, and it's not the same anymore. It's like, you know, the Gold Street ended this year. That was and Anchor, and Gold Street and Anchor ending were the last two backyards that we used every year that finally closed in 2025, and you know, RIP to both of them because they were crucial to our community, and they're sorely missed. But yeah, that was a big thing about putting these photos up. You can't even plan that stuff. It was 10 years and 2 weeks to the day that I first put them up, and in that same week, Gold Street got evicted and Anchor closed its doors. And like, yeah, it's just one of those bizarre universal moments. But it was time to revisit it and celebrate what this community has achieved, and it's a real example of like having the images and having those memories there. It's like if these walls could talk, it gives people an opportunity to know what epic levels of radness have occurred in the laneways, backyards and streets of this community. Collingwood!
Keep Collingwood shit. Oh, that's what I was saying, make Collingwood shit again. Awesome, man, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Very nice heaps.
Bit of a discrepancy in spacing, but
I gotta go that way on that one, don't I?
yeah.
That's good, because that whole stuff. Alright.
It'll be covered up by the frame anyway.
But those two you happy with?
Yeah, they look cool. Oh, what? I reckon.
We can jiggle around to like sit right.